All right, let's jump right in. Today we're going to tackle a huge question, something that's all around us, but we might not think about too much. What exactly is a business? I mean, you see them on every corner, right? From your favorite coffee shop to those giant tech companies you hear about on the news. But have you ever really stopped to wonder what they're made of? Like, what's actually happening behind the scenes, past the logo in the front door? So, at its most basic level, the definition is actually pretty straightforward. A business is just an organization that pulls together a bunch of different resources and then combines them to make goods or services that people, you and me, actually need or want. That's the whole point, right? To meet some kind of human need. But how does that actually work? Well, it turns out that pretty much every single business, I don't care if it's a tiny little bakery or some massive global corporation, they all start with the exact same four essential ingredients. So let's break them down. Let's unpack these core building blocks. First off, you've got to have natural resources. This is the raw stuff, the materials that come straight from the earth. And to make this super simple, let's just stick with a bakery example. For a bakery, the natural resources are, well, the flour, the water, the sugar, all that basic stuff that nature gives us. Okay, next up, labor. This is the human part of the equation. It's the physical effort, someone actually kneading the dough, but it's also the brain power, the intellectual work that goes into dreaming up a new recipe. In our bakery, this is easy. It's the bakers themselves, the people doing the work. Then you have capital. Now, a lot of people hear capital and they immediately think money. And yeah, that's definitely part of it. That's what we call financial capital. But it's also the physical stuff. The tools, the machines you use to make things. So for our bakery, we're talking about the huge ovens, the mixers, all the equipment that was bought with the investment money they needed to even open their doors. And last but not least, we have what I like to call the secret sauce, entrepreneurship. This is the big idea. It's the vision and, crucially, the guts to take a risk and bring all those other pieces together. It's the bakery owner who looked at some flour, a baker, and an oven and had that spark, that idea, to combine them into something amazing that people would want to buy. So, there you have it. Let's just quickly recap those four essential building blocks. You've got your natural resources, your labor, your capital, and that spark of entrepreneurship. Seriously, every single business out there needs some mix of these four things just to get started. Okay, cool. So now we've got our four ingredients. But that's all they are, right? Just a pile of stuff and a person. A baker just standing next to a bag of flour and an oven, well, that doesn't magically make bread appear on the shelf. So the real question is, how do you turn all those separate pieces into an actual product? And that brings us to our next big idea, what we can call the production engine. The best way to think about this is to picture a business as a kind of machine, a system that's designed to do one thing, transform all those raw ingredients into something much more valuable. And this whole transformation thing follows a really clear pattern. First, you've got the inputs. That's your raw materials, like steel and the labor needed to work with it. Then you've got the process. Think of an assembly line where all the technology and skill comes together to turn those inputs into something else. And finally, you get the outputs, the finished thing like a brand new car ready to be sold. All right, so let's zoom out for a second, because, a business doesn't just exist all by itself in a bubble. It's a really important piece of a much, much bigger system. So now let's take a look at the great economic cycle and see exactly how businesses and people like us are all connected in this constant loop. So in this big cycle, you basically have two main players. On one side, you have individuals, that's you and me, and on the other, you have businesses. And these two are locked together in this incredible, nonstop dance that literally powers our entire economy. Here's how it works. It kicks off with us, with individuals. We go to businesses and we offer up our labor, our skills, our knowledge, our ideas. And in return for that work, businesses pay us. They give us wages and salaries. So what do we do with that money? We turn right around and spend those wages on the goods and services that other businesses are creating. And that spending, well, that becomes the business's revenue. And that revenue is what allows them to pay their employees, buy more resources, reinvest, and grow. And just like that, the whole powerful cycle starts all over again. It's a self-sustaining loop. There's a really famous old economic idea from a guy named Jean-Baptiste Say, and it just nails this concept. He said, every supply creates its own demand. And just think about that for a second. Before the very first smartphone came out, was anyone walking around saying, I demand a smartphone? No way. But the act of creating it, of supplying it to the world, ended up generating this huge new demand that didn't exist before. All right, for this last part, let's zoom all the way back in. We've seen the basic ingredients, we've seen how they fit into the big economic picture. Now it's time to pop the hood and take a look at the anatomy of the business itself, what's actually going on inside the machine. Because a business is so much more than just a production line. It's this really complex, layered thing. You've got the technical side, sure, the machines and the processes. But then you've got a social layer. How do people actually get along and work together? An economic layer. How do we make sure this thing is profitable? And even psychological and managerial layers that are all about leadership and keeping people motivated. And the trick is, all of these have to be working together in sync. And these different layers get organized into what we usually just call departments or subsystems. So you've got marketing, which is trying to figure out what customers want. You've got production, actually building the thing. Finance is keeping an eye on the money. R&D is dreaming up what's next. But here's the most important takeaway. None of them can do it alone. They are all just gears in that same machine we talked about. And if one of those gears starts to grind or breaks, the whole engine can just seize up. So when you pull it all together, a business is this absolutely fascinating machine, right? It takes raw stuff, turns it into products we use, and powers our whole economy along the way. It's this incredible, delicate dance between materials, money, and pure human ingenuity, which leaves us with one last big question to chew on. In this whole complex system, what's the real engine? What's the thing that truly powers it? Is it the brilliant idea that started it all? Is it the money that fuels it? Or is it the people who show up every single day to make it all happen? Definitely something to think about.
Subscribe to our YouTube channel to complete the series.